Hi ladies. All right, I am here to show you guys palette 4. All right, so I actually had a request to show palette 4. So what I'm going to be doing is just doing palette 4 eyeshadow on my right eye. To you it would be your left eye. So I've already washed my face with my Pore Purifying Cleanser. I spritz it with the Rose Toner. I went in with the Instant Uplift right here to help with some of those fine lines and puffiness, and I still got some puffiness. Then I went in with my moisturizer, which has 20% or 20 SPF, not percent. And then I did my foundation and my concealer and blush. So we are all set for eyes. All right. Oh, and I did my eyebrows, which, by the way, you guys all know, I took it from palette 4, which is the color Brave. Okay, so I used palette 4 already. All right, so let's get started. We are going to use the blues as well as the browns. Okay, I'm wearing the color that matches Cheerful right here. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my flat brush, my small flat brush. And these are MAC brushes. I've just had them, so, and they work well for me and I know how to use them. I'm gonna go in with Tender, which is our lightest color. And because they're so highly pigmented, you just gotta tap on it, okay? And then what I'm going to do is basically go over my whole eyelid. Oh, I forgot to mention I put primer on as well too, right before I put my foundation. Okay, so I'm gonna tap it all on my eyelid. And we are gonna go back with it after, just to keep that brightness right here where we want to see, so the focus is right there. All right, can you girls see the difference? Okay, so that's Tender, and I just used a flat brush and tapped it in. Next thing I'm going to do is with a fluffy brush, I'm going to go in with Cheerful. Okay, and again, I'm just going to tap it. All right, so I'm going to go in my crease towards the corner, probably about halfway. All right, and as you guys know, most times I don't close up that corner. I will, but I'll use Triumphant, the really dark color. So I'm just tapping it in, picking up a little bit more color, and it's gonna look a little messy because we haven't blended yet. Okay, we'll get to that. All right, so that is Cheerful, which kind of matches my sweater, by the way. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is with this tiny round brush, I call it like my pencil, because that's what it kind of looks like. I'm gonna go in with the darkest color, Triumphant. And this one is really dark, so I'm just kind of rolling it lightly in it. And then what I'm gonna do is go a little bit on my, what do you call this thing? Eyelid, right by my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna connect it with Cheerful right here. I'm gonna go a little bit in, so I'm making like a small V, okay? You see how dark that is? And Triumphant is like a navy blue almost. Okay, and then I'm just gonna bring a little bit more to blend it right in that corner. So we're darkening the corner. All right, so it looks funny because we haven't blended yet. Then with my big fluffy longer blending brush, we're gonna hold it closer to the end with a light pressure, and we are just gonna start right in the corner in little circular motions, and then we're gonna do a windshield wiper motion, just like so. And what we're doing is we're blending that color. We're dragging a little bit of Cheerful right here so we don't have such a harsh line. So there we go. Now it looks light. I took away the color. We want a little bit more color. So I'm gonna go back in with my fluffy brush and I'm gonna add Cheerful again. That's the tricky part. When you blend, you're getting rid of the harsh lines, but you're getting rid of some of the color. So you wanna make it a little bit darker. And then I'm gonna go back in with my flat brush and brighten that center up. Because we blended, we added a little Cheerful there. So we're gonna just lighten that spot up. And I'm not done, folks. With that same flat brush, I'm going to just add something like a little oomph to it, okay? So this here is like a shimmer gold. It's called Secretive. So I'm gonna go in with my flat brush and I'm just gonna kind of take it more so it's right on the tip here. And what I'm gonna do is just add a little bit of that in the corner to my eye and up, and then we'll blend one more time. Just to add a little bit something. So right in the corner of my eye, and you guys probably actually can't see it. You can see it in person. This is a really pretty color. Now, with palette 4, the other option you could do is instead of using Tender right here, you could go with Secretive and it would look fantastic. But we're going with kind of a mild, softer color today. So we're just adding Secretive just to give a little bit more oomph. I'm gonna clean my brush. I have a little paper towel here. I'm just kind of wiping my brush off to get the Secretive. Then I'm gonna go back in and add Tender a little bit more. Fluffy brush, I'm gonna just dab it just lightly in Cheerful, and what I'm gonna do is just blend it out, but I want to keep that dark color. Okay, and I have a big flat brush, and I'm gonna actually add a color from Addiction Palette 1. This is my favorite. You would think I'd know the name. Elated. And Elated is a matte color, and it's really bright. And the reason I didn't use palette 4 is because the lightest color is already on my eyes here and it has a slight shimmer. I'm gonna put a matte color right here just to highlight that brow bone. And by adding it right there, you're also gonna soften this line. I know when you blend it, you soften it a bit, but it kind of brings it down. Doesn't look like there's really a color there, but it's softening that line from Cheerful. All right, gotta get my powder puff brush. Get any fallout. All right, we're not done. I know. So I'm gonna, oops, we need palette 4. I'm gonna go in, grab Triumphant, and you remember we put it right in the corners here, made a little corner. What I'm gonna do is actually add it right to my lash line on the bottom. I'm gonna come almost all the way, not quite, with Triumphant. And all I'm doing is basically brushing it right along my lash line. I used to have a hard time with this because I used to go under my eyelashes and then I have like this really dark, big color and I was like, what's going on? So if you just brush it ever so lightly right along your lash line, it almost looks like you have eyeliner. But wait, we're not done yet. Because this is so dark and Cheerful is a little bit lighter than Triumphant, we're gonna go in with Cheerful and add that right over Triumphant. So we have that darkness there, but Cheerful, kind of what it does is it blends right up into that top. And then you can add you can get your blending brush and just soften that just a bit, but be careful because you might poke your eye. I'm famous for doing that. Then I go. So you just have to blend it just a bit. All right, so that is using palette 4 with the help of Elated on palette 1, and that was just to highlight my brow bone. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my other eye so I don't look ridiculous, add my mascara, and choose a lip color, take a picture, and post the final. All right, any questions on palette 4 or anything else? You guys know how to contact me. So till the next video, post or picture, aloha.